This is your old Valsy, and it's time to listen to Jason and Dee. Surely you can be serious. Surely you can be
Okay, so we're going to be talking about a horn band today called Chicago Transit Authority.
That's right. That's right. It's just you and me, and I'm feeling stronger every day, D. This is going to be like a Saturday in the park. And instead of wishing you were here, it's going to be like the old days. And I know we said we were going to start at 2 o'clock, but does anybody really know what time it is? It could be 25 or 6 to 4. So today we're going to be talking about the mighty Chicago.
That was a heck of an introduction. Thanks for taking us back to the beginnings.
You know,
all of that.
We got to start somewhere. So, welcome to the Surely You Can't Be Serious podcast, everybody. Today we're talking about the album Chicago 17.
17?
17.
Have we ever talked about the 17th album of any band?
Nope. Not yet.
I don't think so. It isn't like this is a 90s album. This is the 80s. So this band started way back in the 60s.
In the 60s, and really hit their second win, like their second stride, mid-80s with MTV and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I hit up my dad, since this was an older band, and I remember him playing Saturday in the Park when we got our first like synthesizer keyboard that weighed 200 pounds, and he was playing things with the little, samba drum beats and stuff like that. I can remember him playing Saturday in the Park on this thing. And so I was like, oh, I should hit Dad up. And I'm like, hey, did you enjoy the band Chicago? And he was like, I like their music, but I couldn't tell you a single band member's name or what any of them look like. And I was like, well, there's a reason for that. They didn't put their faces on virtually any of their albums, at least for the first, 10 or so.
Absolutely by design.
Yeah, they were a group. As a group, there was no leader. It was a democracy. And around about 1984, that kind of changed.
That definitely changed. And the interesting thing is that the horn guy and the trombone guy and the woodwind guy are like, hey, we're leaders.
Yeah.
Are you, though?
We could play the keyboards and the guitar if you want, and that's what they did. Okay, but so for those of you who are not Chicago huge fans, I'll ask you this question. Can you name me a member of Chicago? If you said Peter Cetera, I'll say congratulations. He hasn't been with the band in about 50 years. Sorry, 40 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And then if you can pull out Terry Kath, I'm going to say, okay, almost 50 years for him.
Pretty good,
right?
Yep.
But most people don't know any of the names of these guys, so I'm just going to throw it out, all right?
Yeah.
Original lineup, we have Terry Kath on guitar, Robert Lamb on keyboards, Lee Loughnane on trumpet, James Pankow on trombone, Walter Parazater on woodwinds, and Danny Seraphin on drums. Now, not too long after these guys got together and really started going, they were joined by Peter Cetera on bass.
Like 6 months or so?
Yeah. So basically we could consider him a founding member as well.
I would say that.
Yeah. And it was essentially the founding members for the first 15, 16 years of their existence. And the deal was when you shook hands to join the band, it was you're in until you quit or you die. We will never fire you. Quote, we will never fire you.
We'll see if that holds true throughout the 80s.
Okay, before we get rolling, I just got to throw out a couple of tidbits on these guys just so that gives them some personality. All right, so Robert Lamb, he was the main songwriter at the beginning of the band. Had like 50 songs in a notebook when they started back in their early 20s. Yeah. He went to Brooklyn Heights and performed in the men's choir at Grace Episcopal Church. Another member of that choir was Harry Chapin. Cats in the Cradle, Silver Spoon.
Get out.
Yep. All right. So there's your tidbit on Robert Lamb. As an after this album tidbit, and this is for you, Deaf Dave, he with Jerry Beckley of the band America and Carl Wilson of the band The Beach Boys formed a trio to play together. After Wilson's death from lung cancer in 98, they released an album that was entitled Like a Brother.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I love it.
And then last for James Pankow.
Yes.
All right, here's the tidbit on him. He is the older brother of John Pankow. Do you know who that is? Did you watch Mad About You?
The TV show?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember Ira, the buddy?
Yes.
That's his brother.
Whoa.
Yeah, so there you go.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, man.
We'll have a lot more information on Terry Kath and Peter Cetera as the episode goes on, but I just thought we needed some little tidbits for these guys to give them some life.
Absolutely. The faces and the names have been hidden from us for too long. And actually, I want to tell you this. I was really excited to get into this because this was a album that I owned. I had a cassette, and actually it's on our wall. We're checking off another one of our wall.
Bang.
Bings.
Who was a gift? Was this a gift for us?
I think I bought that one myself.
You bought that one.
Yeah.
All right, good job.
But it was always a mystery to me because I entered at Chicago 17. Where's Peter Cetera? Why isn't he with the band anymore? Why is he solo? Did they fire him? Did he quit? What happened?
Have you seen Karate Kid 2?
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
So for us to dive into this, I was really pleased to find out kind of the story.
Yeah.
Before we get started on the first song, I
Yeah.
want to give a quick overview of this album. Like
yeah.
we said, there are 16 albums prior to this. And I do kind of want to go through the albums and talk a little bit about their hits and kind of,
Yeah.
because there's ups and downs and it's kind of dramatic the way that kind of goes. But
Yeah.
it's their 14th studio album, their 17th album overall.
Right.
Not every album was called Chicago 1, Chicago 2, Chicago 3. There were some different names in between,
Yeah.
but they still counted them.
Right.
This was released May 14th, 1984. We're comparing it next week to Survivor Vital Signs, which is another band from Chicago. How about that?
There you go.
This album sold 6.1 million albums, won 3 Grammy Awards, and this group as a whole has sold over 100 million albums total.
Billboard magazine ranked them as the number 13 in a list of the top 100 artists of all time. And they ranked them as 9th on the list of the 100 greatest artists of all time on the Billboard 200 album chart.
It's incredible. You know, in 1971, 13 years before we talk about this album, they sold out Carnegie Hall for a week.
First time any band has ever done that.
It's incredible.
Yep.
All right, we ready to dive in?
Let's dive in. Song number 1 on Chicago 17.
This song is called Stay the Night.
I don't want you to misunderstand me. I just want to say what's on my mind. No need to hit me with an attitude, because I haven't got the time.
All right, D, so this is the reason why I ran out and got this tape.
This song.
I fell in love with this song right off the bat.
Yep.
And part of the reason why it had a super cool video on MTV.
Okay.
You watched the video.
Yes, I did. And it's 1984.
Yeah.
So this comes out just after Thriller had come out, right? And
Yeah.
so I think the video directors, we moved on from guys who had just finished beer commercials, who were recording Journey, not playing their instruments, but air guitaring.
Right.
To guys who actually knew what they were doing, creating a story. This it's decent. It seemed to be a running theme that the rock stars were guys who worked on cars and as mechanics in
Yeah,
their videos.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why that was always the thing, but somehow the hot girls always liked the guys working on the cars.
Yes, of course they did.
And so this one is interesting because you got Peter Cetera making out with this girl, and then she's like pushing his hand away from getting to third base, and then she's pushing his hand away from getting to second base. Dang, he got close too.
He was going for cuppage, man.
There was a little jiggle, it was so close. And then all of a sudden she's slapping his face and stealing his car, and he's chasing after either her or the car. I'm not entirely sure which one it is.
Okay, so this is I've got to talk about this because I absolutely love this video because you're right. He's a mechanic. He's working on a car. She is hot as a firecracker. Her name, by the way, is Ingrid Anderson. She's been in the movie Hercules with our good buddy Lou Ferrigno.
I was going to say, are we talking about the Lou Ferrigno?
Lou Ferrigno.
The iconic, the underrated, the cult classic.
Yes.
The dubbed Dubbed over Hercules, huh?
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
So she
Okay.
stars in Hercules. Her name's Ingrid Anderson. And she was paid $10,000 to come in and let Peter Cetera feel her up. She jumps in the red convertible car, whatever it is, and
Right.
she peels out.
Yeah.
He chases after her, and the guys in the Chicago band have this really cool blue pickup truck.
Yeah, it is.
He hops in the back, and so I thought it was interesting. The director of the video was given the task of making Chicago relevant on MTV, and he's like, "Well, these guys are not spring chickens. How can I do that?"
Right. I mean, these guys were born in the 40s, mid 40s, and this is the mid 80s, which means they're late 30s, early 40s. at this
They're
point.
pushing 40.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, if I make this incredibly exciting car chase, MTV will have to play it."
Of course.
And guess what?
They did.
He did, and they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end, I thought it was hilarious. You know, first of all, they smashed through a billboard that says Chicago 17 on it, or whatever. It's
classic
awesome.
moment, yes.
And the band guys are driving him all over the place, and he's chasing her. And at the very end, the truck explodes. Like C4 goes off. It's like kablooey.
Yeah. It was it was obviously just sitting still and nobody
It was
in it,
sitting
but
still.
it was a memorable moment for a music video for sure.
Right? They tried to cut it so we didn't notice the car was not moving. And then Peter Cetera is lying on the ground outside of the ambulance, and it looks like he just got done grilling burgers. He's like not hurt at all. And then Ingrid Anderson gets in the ambulance, a very Twilight Zone. She's driving the
You
ambulance.
want to see something scary?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's great. And half of the video, he is hanging on to the car door as she's driving full speed down the highway. Now, I was sitting there thinking, well, that's obviously a stuntman. There are some scenes where you can clearly see his face. I mean, I know they probably had him tied on pretty tight, but I wouldn't want to be doing that as a 40-year-old dude.
They don't make movies this good anymore.
No,
it was exciting.
It was. It really was.
So anyway, so this song is released April 18th, just ahead of the release of the album of 1984. It reached number 16.
Okay.
I got to run these real quick.
I was going to say, I hope you got a list for me.
All right. So a lot of these are sort of touching, surely you can't be serious type of stuff here. So
sure.
Number 9 is a song called You Can't Get What You Want. Not You Can't Always Get What You Want, but
Which is a Rolling Stones song.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't recognize that one.
All righty.
Then you've got Sister Christian,
which we've talked about in detail, yes.
It's a Miracle by Culture Club.
Right.
Almost Paradise.
Love it.
Talked about Footloose.
Yep.
I mean, number 11 is Borderline by Madonna.
Right.
Number 10 is Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol.
Talked about that one.
Check out our Billy Idol episode.
Yep.
Number 9, Oh Sherry by Steve Perry.
Great.
Number 8, When Doves Cry.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Number 7, Jump for My Love by the Pointer Sisters.
Okay. That's a good one.
Number 6, Heart of Rock and Roll by Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh my gosh, what a chart is this?
Dude. Number 5, Self Control by Laura Branigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know you love that song.
I do love
too.
it. Yes.
Number 4, Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen.
It's fantastic.
Number 3, Let's Hear It for the Boy off the Footloose soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. And number 1, The Reflex by Duran Duran.
Shut up. Like give me this as a mixed CD and I'm going to listen to it for the next month.
Summer
This
of
is
84,
awesome.
dude, was off the chart.
There are
dude.
other than the song that sounds like the Rolling Stones song that I don't know, which I probably, if I heard that song at this point, I'd be like, oh, that song, but it's not ringing a bell.
Right.
But out of 16, 15 of them are awesome.
All timers, right?
Yes, absolutely awesome. What a great time to be alive.
Oh, I know, right? By the way, I've got 2 nuggets I got to drop on you regarding this song.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this. It's very rock.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You have the gated drum at the beginning.
That's true, yeah.
So guess who's playing drums on this?
Is it not Danny Seraphim?
Not Danny Seraphim.
Oh.
David Foster's like, you're on the bench. I'm bringing in my guy, Jeff Porcaro.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
From Toto.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about them being like the best of the studio musicians.
Jeff Porcaro is arguably the greatest drummer of all time.
Right?
Yeah.
And the guitar, there's like a heavy metal guitar solo in the middle of this.
Yes.
No French horns, by the way.
No, I did not hear horns in this song.
Sorry, old-time Chicago people.
Yeah.
But I looked up that guy. His name is Chris Pinnock.
Okay.
He was a studio guy, not a lot, but he did write the music for a movie called My Mom's a Werewolf, which I've got to check out now. So
I'm really glad you dug that deep, boy.
My
That
mom's
is
a werewolf.
rabbit hole if I ever heard one.
One more thing for you. The director of this video, his name's Gil Bentman.
Okay.
Okay. Now, he directed episodes of Knight Rider and The
Nice.
Fall Guy.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, I can see that. I can see that
Absolutely,
in both
right?
of this. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It may be the exact
Stunts
same
and
truck.
cars. It's perfect. Yeah.
Right?
No, that's great.
He also directed a movie called Crystal Heart.
Ooh, I've heard of that.
Does that ring a bell with you?
Is it like a Cinemax movie?
Yes, it is. It was a Cinemax favorite of me and my buddies because
Yes.
it starred the lovely Tawny Katane, who was not fully clothed for half the movie. So,
Wow.
anyway. But we should probably talk about how this song was written by Peter Cetera
Yep.
and David Foster.
Yeah.
David Foster is really a big player in this album.
Yeah, so you know this band, and we'll talk about the history of this band as we're going through, but they had a great deal of success in the 70s. Definitely a 70s band. By the time we get to Chicago 14, they've run their course. They are all, if not currently addicted to drugs, rehabbing themselves from being addicted to drugs. The music is suffering. And Columbia just says, we're not going to make another album for you. We'll buy you out of your contract. And so that gets us, because of the contract they had with them, they had to do one more album. Columbia had to release one more album, which is why Chicago 15 is a greatest hits album. Okay.
Right.
And then that leaves them without a record label for their 16th album, and they don't know what to do. But who should step in but our old friend Irving Azoff.
Yeah.
So Irving Azoff the Eagles had just broken up a little while before this. If you don't remember Irving Azoff, go back and check out our Eagles episode. He managed to somehow keep them from getting arrested, despite the fact that they had maybe pounds of marijuana on them in the airport. And they were like, if he can do that, he can do anything. And then they break up. And so he starts his own independent label, and he's like, you know what? Columbia may not believe in Chicago, but I believe in Chicago. And so he says, guys, I'm gonna hook you up here. We're gonna get this young and upcoming producer. He is on fire right now. He plays well, he produces well, and he writes well. His name is David Foster.
That's right.
And so we've talked about David Foster before when we talk about John Parr.
John Parr, the St. Elmo's Fire Man in Motion song.
Right. Hit your subscribe button, by the way, because we will be covering St. Elmo's Fire a little bit later on this season.
There you go.
St. Elmo's Fire versus The Breakfast Club.
That's the plan.
Rat Pack Movies, guys. You can't miss that. Hit the subscribe button, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, yes, he and John Parr get together and write Man in Motion, and it's a smash.
It is. You and I talked before we were doing this. We both saw the same interview with him where he's like, I'm great. I know I'm great. You don't get 16 Grammys without being great. I know I'm great.
He literally has the 16 Grammys behind him. He's like, okay, guys, where are we going to set up for the interview? Yeah, we're going to set up in front of my 16 Grammys.
Can you see all these?
Right here behind me.
But you know what? He's not wrong.
It ain't bragging if you can do it, right?
My gosh.
Yeah. So David Foster, they got 13 songs, right? And they play him each of the songs, and when they're done, he said they all suck. He said in listening to it, it was one boring song after another. He said, you guys have forgotten who you are. You are not the Chicago that I grew up with. You're not the Chicago that I loved listening to in the 70s. You got to find who you are. And when he said that, what he really meant was, I'm going to make you back into something great. It's not going to be the same as who you were, but he was integral to their charting success for Chicago 16, which Irving Azoff's small record label was a part of the Warner label. And so that was helpful in getting 16 out there, which have then, they're like a phoenix from the ashes on 16, and suddenly they're relevant again. They're making videos, and we get this album, Chicago 17.
You know, when you look at the story of Chicago, you know who it really reminds me of? Heart.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, we talked about Heart earlier this year.
Yep.
You've got a one-of-a-kind voice. They're not writing great songs. So what do? You come in and you say, let's pump up the songs. Let's get some cool videos. Let's get you back in front of people.
Yeah.
Remember who you are, and let's go conquer this thing again.
Right.
All right. Second song on the album. This song is called We Can Stop the Hurtin'.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
I think it's fun. It's a toe tapper. I think it sounds like old Chicago.
This is definitely more, it's the old Chicago lyrically and musically, but instrumentation wise, they've definitely got, they're bringing the
Polished
80s
it up a little bit.
Well, I don't want to say polished. It's just that they've got the synthesizers. They've got it sounds to be like partially, if not fully, a drum machine. It's
100%.
It's very early 80s instrumentation. And honestly, it's not my favorite. This may be my least favorite song on the whole album.
It's kind of a toe tapper.
Yeah.
Better get involved. We can stop the hurting for a while.
Then this is the lead singer on this one is Robert Lamb, and he, like I said, had written a majority of their songs at the inception of the band. Obviously, you've got plenty of different songwriting going on throughout their history, but yeah, he was struggling with some addiction in this part too, and basically they said it was hard to get him to show up, and he admitted he was like, I just didn't want to come, did not want to come to the recording sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did see an interview with Peter Cetera, and they were asking him, people were interviewing him, they're like, do you talk to any of those guys anymore? He's like, well, you know how when you get a divorce, you hang out with your ex-wife very much? No,
Right.
you probably don't.
Yeah.
He goes, I do talk to Robert Lamb on occasion.
Uh-huh.
And for me, at least, I was like, okay, well, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
So there's that. I got a couple of tidbits for you on this song.
Okay.
Okay. So this song was written by Robert Lamb and Bill Champlin. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy who sings the other part on Hard Habit to Break, which we'll talk about here in a minute.
Yep.
Okay. I did read that background vocals on this song and others on this album provided to you by Donny Osmond
Nice.
and Richard Marx.
Of course.
Right?
Man, Richard Marx is everywhere,
Dude.
He is
Everywhere.
just everywhere. So these guys, I think you have to, you got 7-member band. I can't give you the history of every guy and
Right.
what they all went through, but I think you got to start with Terry Kath. Terry Kath was basically the band leader of this band. He started his first kind of semi-professional band was a band called the Mystics, which he started in 1963. Then he went on to a band called Jimmy Rice and the Gentlemen in 65. And then he switched to a band called Jimmy Ford and the Executives, and he was playing bass for them. Now, he is arguably one of the greatest guitar players of all time, referred to by Jimi Hendrix as the greatest guitar player in the universe.
That's crazy, right?
That's incredible. Like, I mean, I'd be like, okay, you can kill me now. Like, right, whatever.
I've achieved it all. See you later.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So even though the name of the band was Jimmy Ford and the Executives, Terry was the kind of the leader of the musical direction of the band. And it's in that band, Jimmy Ford was a trumpeter, and he had Walter Parazater as a saxophone player. And then a little while later, they picked up Danny Seraphin as the drummer. Okay. And then they decided to merge with another band, and they were like, hey, Terry, Walter, Danny, you're fired.
Really?
Freaking fired the founding members of what would be Chicago.
Wow. Let me make sure I understand this, D. So there's another band, and they fired all the guys who would eventually sell 100 million albums. Is that what I'm
That is
understanding?
correct, yes.
Okay.
Jimmy Ford and the Executives merged with Little Artie and the Pharaohs to produce
Nothing.
And then they fired the guys who are one of the greatest selling bands of
my gosh.
all time. And the guitarist, what he told them, he's like, it's just business. It is bad business. You just made a bad business decision. So Terry joins a cover band called the Missing Links. He gets Parazater and Seraphin to come join him. They start playing clubs in Chicago on a regular basis, and they've got friends at DePaul University where they go to school, including the trumpeter Lee Loughnane.
Yep.
And they're like, hey, come sit in with the band.
Because we need a trumpeter.
Yep. So another guy that would sit in the band was a guy named James William Garcia.
Yeah, that's
He
right.
he would become their producer, manager guy, yes.
Yep.
And so Garcia gets a offer to play with this band called Illinois Speed Press and move to Los Angeles. And he says, Terry, I want you to come with me. And Terry's like, I'd rather stay with these guys. I like what we're doing here. And so he stayed with Parazater and Seraphin and Loughnane, and they recruit James Pankow, who's also from DePaul, and they also recruit Robert Lamb. And you can see as the pieces are coming that eventually this band forms to what they would call themselves the Big Thing.
Right.
And then they hire a guy named Peter Cetera, who was playing with a band called The Exceptions. At that point, they moved to L.A., they changed their name to the Chicago Transit Authority, and they signed with Columbia Records.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I've got a history that I want to talk to you about. The interesting thing to me, when they changed their name to Chicago Transit Authority in 1968,
Yep.
they put out one album as CTA.
Yep. And that's the name of the album, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chicago Transit Authority.
Yes.
They actually have to change their name because the actual Chicago Transit Authority threatens to sue them.
Yeah. Guys, what are you doing? We're a thing. You can't be the thing that we're the thing. And they're like, okay, I
We're
guess.
just calling ourselves the thing. We're not. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll be Chicago. We keep getting calls wanting to know when we're going to play next. Okay. We're a transportation company, not a band. Please.
We have nothing going on this Saturday in the park. I'm telling you. Okay, let's go on to the next song.
This is one you might have heard of, maybe, if you have heard of Chicago or music or the United States. This song is called Hard Habit to Break.
I guess I thought you'd be here forever. Another illusion I chose to create. You don't know what you got until it's gone. And I found out a little too late.
Skaters move out to the middle of the dance floor.
You know, I didn't go to my first school dance until 1989, and I could still say with confidence I can remember slow dancing to this song.
Oh my God. I told you today, this song just sounds like Cheap Perfume and Hickeys. This is a junior high dance sway Hall of Famer.
Now being without you takes a lot of getting used to. Should learn to live with it, but I don't want to. Being without you is only a big mistake. Instead of getting easier.
Anti-Robert.
I'm not saying that I solved some of the mysteries of the broad class to this song, but I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
This song was written, get this, by a guy named Steve Kipner and John Lewis Parker.
Okay.
Did those names ring any bells to you?
They do, but I don't remember why.
Okay. Steve Kipner is responsible for the hit songs Heart Attack, Twist of Fate, and Physical by Olivia Newton-John.
Very good, yes.
Right?
Yep.
Also, Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I remember
This guy's
now.
kind of a hit maker.
Yeah.
Right? Well, he paired up with a guy named John Lewis Parker to write this song, which is a number 3 smash. And John Lewis Parker is responsible for the original Chips theme before the cool one.
Before the Alan Silvestri one.
That's exactly right. Before
Yeah,
Alan
okay.
Silvestri took over.
Yeah.
Right? He also wrote the theme song for the TV show Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Okay.
And the Family Feud song.
Wow.
So literally, you take the guy who wrote the theme song to Family Feud, and you match him up with the guy who wrote Genie in a Bottle, and you get Hard Habit to Break.
It's beautiful. That's fantastic.
This song hits number 3 on the charts.
Okay.
Do you want to know the top songs on this week?
Like number 2, or are we going to go through all the top
well,
5?
So I wanted to tell you the top 2, but I had to just blow through these real quick.
Okay.
Number 9 is Purple Rain. We've covered that one.
Yeah.
Number 8 is On the Dark Side by John Cafferty.
Yeah, we've covered that one.
Cover that one on Patreon.
episode.
That's
Guys,
right.
go check out our Patreon page. It is patreon.com/Shirley Podcast. We cover all of the one-hit wonders, including On the Dark Side. And for as little as $5 a month, you get access to all of those episodes. You can join for free and see what we're talking about. We have a lot of good conversation with it. And if you up your tier and support us a little bit more, we'll send you presents. Heck, we may even invite you to Shirley Fest next year.
We appreciate all of our patrons. Thank you very much. In fact, Travis Lasley, Patreon member, came on and did the On the Dark Side Patreon.
One of our
episode.
very first listeners and a dedicated fan. Great guy. Love
Thanks,
Travis.
Travis.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Cover Me by Bruce Springsteen. Number 6 is Drive by the Cars. Number 5 is Let's Go Crazy by Prince. Number 4, Lucky Star by Madonna. Number 3 is Hard Habit to Break. Number 2 is Caribbean Queen, which I know you hate, but I love.
Gosh, I hate it so much. I think I feel about Billy Ocean the way you feel about Stevie Wonder. I think that's what our connection is there.
Well, speaking of the number 1 song in America, I Just Called to Say I Love You.
There you go.
Maybe
I called
the
it.
worst song of the
called it.
80s.
No, I love that song.
I hate that song.
He had a brand new Casio keyboard to play with.
Oh my God. So, hey, remember Phil Collins threw some shade at Stevie Wonder on that particular song because it won the Grammy over Against All Odds, but Phil was like, he didn't write that for that movie. He just gave him a song.
Yeah, that's right.
This song was released July 2nd, 1984. Like I said, it reached number 3, nominated for 4 Grammys.
This song is incredible. It's iconic, probably the tentpole of the whole album, in my opinion.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I got it in the on deck circle. It's
Okay.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah,
But there's one more I would put on the.
I can understand where you're going
Mount
to come from.
Rushmore,
there.
yeah.
I understand where you're coming from on that. By the way, guys, just for clarification, this album is still to date, and this is one of the greatest selling bands of all times. This is their biggest selling album. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
amazing. Okay, just a couple of little tidbits on the music video. Okay,
yeah.
Not a great video. It's real dark. Guys are kind of spotlighted while they're singing. It's a duet between Peter Cetera and Bill Champlin.
Yeah.
Which I think Bill Champlin's got a great voice too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? And then you have a few meaningless people in like negligees doing nothing.
People?
I mean, girls.
Okay. All right.
You know, of course, because
I mean, it was the 80s. I mean,
There's
if
no-
you got no story, put some girls in some skimpy negligees,
there
as you
is
say.
no story, but there are cute, sexy girls in this.
All right.
Okay? Okay, next song on the album is a song called Only You.
Looking back down the road of love, we can still feel the heartache. Pain and joy of an unrelenting love hold us together. Only you got control. Only you.
Okay, so this song has made me discover that I do not have a taste for 80s jazz. This is a very jazzy piece. The horns, I mean, and even with the Chicago horns, and don't get me wrong, folks, I love the 70s horn heavy Chicago. But when we get in the 80s and you're giving me synthesizers with very pristine, like almost synthesizer sounding horns, it ain't my bag, man.
I understand that, but as I have gone through these past couple weeks listening to this album, this song has taken a hold on my heart.
Okay.
So I like it. It is jazzy. It is kind of it feels like it might belong on like Toto 4 or something like that.
Yeah, episode of Moonlighting, maybe, yeah.
I wrote down in the movie Mannequin, like, you know, she's dancing around in the mall or whatever. And,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah. Okay, so let's go back to LA in 1968 when Chicago Transit Authority is in LA. They're performing at the Whiskey A Go-Go.
I got a story about that. Can I tell you that story?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're relatively new, but they are up and coming, right? They're playing some shows, right? And who else is big at that time? Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin.
Right.
And Janis Joplin has her entourage with her as she comes into, I probably think it was the Whiskey, and Walter Parazater is sitting down, and she drops a brush, I think, in front of him. And she's like, "You going to pick that up or what?" And he said, "No, I'm not going to pick it up. You're going to pick it up. And after you pick it up, you're going to tell me you're sorry for talking to me like that."
I love it.
And she picked it up and she said, "I'm sorry." And after that, she and the guys from Chicago became very close. They credit her with teaching them how to work the crowd while on stage. She had this incredible stage personality, and she gave them advice about how to entice the crowd, bring them a lively show. So credit that to Janis Joplin being rude and then saying she's sorry.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't tell the guy from the south side of Chicago, pick up my brush.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, so the first album from Chicago, this is Chicago 1, Chicago Transit Authority.
Right.
It has the single, Does Anyone Really Know What Time It Is?
As I was walking down the street one day.
No I've got my dad listening. I know he's hooked at this point.
Oh, dude, it's a fantastic song.
It is fantastic. That's actually Robert Lamb singing that song.
Yeah.
Okay. The next year they released Chicago 2.
Right. Which was actually just Chicago. But this was on the before and after the Chicago Transit Authority called them up and said, stop using our name.
So stupid.
Right. So they called this one originally, just called it Chicago, but everybody kind of knows this as Chicago 2.
Right. The single off that album is 25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah, well, they had Make Me Smile to start with, and then, 25 and 6 to 4 is what really brought them up. I think they hit the top 10 with that one.
Quickly, I'm just going to blow through these. Chicago 3 comes out in 1971. I didn't recognize anything off Chicago 3. And then they have an album called Chicago at Carnegie Hall. And then in 1972, you have Chicago 5. The big hit off of that one is Saturday in the Park.
Love it.
Saturday in the park. I think it was the 4th of July.
My dad played, I think I said that. My dad played that one all the time.
Okay, the 6th album came out in 1973. That has Just You and Me and Feeling Stronger Every Day.
Okay, so do you know the story behind Just You and Me?
I do not.
I almost hate to do this because I feel like maybe we go back to these albums and cover them later, but just in case, well, I'll retell the story if we ever do that.
That's
all right?
right.
So James Pankow he was dealing with the drug situation. He had a fiance and was back home with her. They get in an argument about something. I don't know what it was. And they're just not getting along. And she locks herself in the bathroom. And he's like, come on, come out. And he's like, I don't know what came over me, but I was like, screw it. And he kicked the door kicked it in, right? Kicks the door in. And he says at that moment, he sees like a look of terror on his fiance's face. Like he's like, she's in fear for her life. And all of a sudden that makes him like realize what he's done. And he steps back immediately and he's just standing there not knowing what to do, walks over to the piano, fortunately hits record on the tape recorder next to the piano, and literally the song comes out of him. Never played a note of it before, but almost from beginning to end, the entire song comes out. He walks back to the bathroom where his fiance is still sitting terrified on the edge of the toilet and pushes play. The song plays. She stands up. They embrace, and all is forgiven.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's a good story, yeah.
Love it. So off of Chicago 7, you've got I've Been Searching So Long, which reached number 9, Wishing You Were Here, which hits number 11, and Call on Me hits number 6. You got some powerful singles off of
These
that.
guys are on fire. Absolutely.
They are crushing it in the 70s, and they're just pumping out hit after hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Chicago 8 comes out next. You have Old Days, Harry Truman, and Brand New Love Affair. I don't really recognize those, but they're still selling albums.
Your dad's yelling at this.
My dad's yelling
at
it
the
right
radio again. Yeah.
Okay. And then right after that, they released their 9th album. That is the first of the Chicago greatest hits. That's actually considered Chicago 9.
Okay. Yep.
That's the one where they're kind of painting. It's real famous.
Oh, right.
Like everybody's parents had that in the 70s.
Right. Yeah. A great album cover. Finally, the guy's pictures are on the album cover instead of just the iconic logo of Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't really talk about that. Why did they not have their faces on the albums?
Well, I mean, honestly, they kind of wanted their faces on the albums.
Yes.
This was their manager's decision that, hey, this is a band. This is a 7-member band. We can't possibly have all of these faces on there and do them all justice. So we're just going to say, no, we're just going to put the name Chicago. And it's recognizable. That font, it's fantastic. I wish I could come up with a logo that good and that timeless. Like it's never going to change.
I saw an interview with them where they felt like the management was actually trying to keep them down by not showing their face.
Sure.
That way, if you suck, you're out of here. We replace you and nobody notices.
Right.
I know that there were some hard feelings there.
Sure.
All right. Now, I want to talk briefly about Chicago 10.
Okay.
Because this is where you have a fracture in what transpires with the band, okay?
Yes.
So in 1976, you have a song that is released that hits number 1, and that song is called If You Leave Me Now.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, no, baby, please don't go.
Now, if you were a Chicago fan in 1976 and you heard this song, you might go, this doesn't sound like my Chicago. This is a ballad. This is a love song. What is this?
I think all of the guys would agree it's a beautiful song, but I'm not sure they were all excited about what happened with this song.
Yeah, I mean, this one is Peter Cetera's first real song. Like, he'd been singing with the band, obviously, but this, he hadn't written a lot. He had just been a bass player, an okay bass player, not a great bass player, an okay bass player who had a good voice. And so, yes, he fits in the piece of the larger puzzle. But he comes to them with this song, and they can't deny how good the song is. It's just not their style, right? But they always said, you know, if somebody comes with a song, we're going to give it, like Toto, right? We will give it our best. We're not going to say you do that on your solo project. You know, we will all play as best we can on your song, even if we don't really like it ourselves. And most of them didn't like it. Turns out the rest of the world disagreed with the band.
That's exactly right. This song hits #1 in October of 1976.
Yeah.
And from this moment on,
they went from being a horn band
to like Ballad Town.
Ballad Town. That's a good name for it. Yes.
Let's shift back to Chicago 17 and go on to the next song.
Okay.
This song is called Remember the Feeling.
Shadows were hiding what I couldn't see.
Okay, whether you like Ballad Town or you don't like Ballad Town, this song is freaking awesome.
It's beautiful.
I can't believe this wasn't a single. I can't believe I was not dancing with my hands on the hips of some girl in 9th grade at the school dance to this song.
Right.
Because this is another panty dropper.
It is fantastic. And you're right.
Beautiful.
How did this not get released as a single?
I have no idea.
When I'm listening to this, I was driving in my car today and I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm thinking people should play this at weddings and stuff. I mean, it's so
sweet.
It's great.
Oh my gosh.
Taking me places I've never been. She had the beauty that comes from within. Was I just dreaming? Was it too good to be true?
So this is another one written by Peter Cetera and Bill Champlin. Peter Cetera, of course, is singing this song. I still can't figure out how this did not. I mean, with the record companies as obsessed with they were with them being a Ballad Town band, how do they not release this?
I don't know. This song needs to be heard by more people.
It does. It's incredible.
Okay. Man, love it. Love it. I was in my car today. I'm like,
little liquid joy.
Yeah, little liquid joy. Okay, so after Chicago 10, you have the release of Chicago 11 in 1977.
Crazy. It's so original.
Follow me on this if you can. Okay. Then they have a song called Baby What a Big Surprise.
Baby, what a big surprise. Right before my very eyes.
This is another Peter Cetera song. It's another Ballad Town song. And guess what? It blows it up.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this. I'm like, you know, I knew some of the guys had hard feelings about the direction that they were going. But it's kind of hard to be mad when you're making money and you're being successful and you're being recognized and all these things are happening for you.
Yeah. So they had a drug habit to feed.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, I also saw him, Peter Cetera, talking about that. He's like, you know, people thought we were clean cut and good guys. And he goes, we were doing as much drugs as anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Their producer actually built a ranch for them to produce albums on, literally secluded from the rest of the world, but not so secluded that the local college kids couldn't come over and party with them and bring all of the best marijuana, cocaine, LSD, anything like that. And they had a bank account at their disposal at that point. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Right. You know, just a little tidbit on that particular studio. The last album recorded there was a contemporary Christian classic by Amy Grant, and then it burned down.
Oh, wow.
So,
oh my gosh. Okay.
Now then, between Chicago 11 and Chicago 12, we have another major thing that impacts the future and direction of Chicago.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us the story of Terry Kath?
Okay. So Terry was a guy, I mean, so first we've established that he is arguably one of the greatest guitar players of all time. For Jimi Hendrix to say that, you have to go, well, why? Why did he say that? So he grew up, he started playing banjo when he was a kid, but he had his mother played the banjo, so he learned that from her. His brother played, I believe, the drums. He learned that. Then he picked up the guitar. I mean, he basically, he could play anything, but his musical taste was also included jazz and big band and all of these other different genres of music, which made him an incredibly well-rounded guy. He had his voice was this kind of soulful thing that people would compare to Ray Charles. His guitar playing was mirrored that of Jimi Hendrix plus, and he was the driving force behind the band because his personality was such that he lived life on full throttle all of the time, right? And he loved riding fast on motorcycles. He loved drinking. He loved doing drugs, and he loved shooting guns. He was a hunter and a fisher, and he knew his way around guns. And all of those things came together in a tragic moment. He was at a party with one of the road crew, a guy named Donnie Johnson, and basically
Not Don Johnson.
Not Don Johnson, Donnie Johnson. Yeah. Don, his was Don. Yeah. But anyway,
Okay.
So it's wee hours of the morning. Most of the people have left. Terry gets out one of his guns and starts cleaning it. And Donnie says, Terry, you've been up for like hours. It's been a rough night. Maybe don't clean your gun right now. And he, to show Donnie that he knows what he's doing, takes the clip out of the gun and he says, look, it's not even, look at the clip. It's not even loaded. Pulls the trigger to show that it's not loaded. Well, when the clip's not in it, the trigger won't fire. But there's one in the chamber that he doesn't know about.
Yeah.
He puts the clip back in, puts it to his head to show him that it's not loaded, pulls the trigger, which works this time, and the one in the chamber ends his life.
Kabam. All right. Hit stop on your tape player. Kick it out. Flip it over. For side 2 of Chicago 17. This song is called Along Comes a Woman. I love this song, D. I love this song.
Oh,
man.
it's great.
It's a great pop song.
It takes me right back to 1985. It really does.
100%.
And so this one's got another video. I say, turn and look over here. I'm like, there it is right there. There's the Raiders poster right over there over your shoulder.
No doubt.
This is, I mean, you know, Raiders is based upon like the old Humphrey Bogart movies. And basically they kind of said, well, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark was great. Let's do a video like that, but let's do the throwback to the Humphrey Bogart style. So it's all in black and white. Do you remember the TV show The Wombles from the 80s?
I do not.
I didn't figure that you did. So the guy who directed the video is a guy named Jay Dubin, and he also directed The Wombles, which I also had not heard of, but I don't know that he's done anything else.
Okay, step back.
But this is a fun little video for a guy who hasn't done anything else.
So yes, we've talked several times. I think Hungry Like the Wolf is based on Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Sure.
This is absolutely based on Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And Casablanca.
And it transitions into Casablanca.
Yeah.
Right? So the director, you mentioned Jay Dubin, who did The Wombles, okay? He also did, get ready to have your socks blown off here, okay? So he did Uptown Girl, Tell Her About It, The Longest Time, those videos by Billy Joel.
Nice.
He did Private Eyes, I Can't Go For That, and You Make My Dreams Come True by Hall & Oates.
Okay.
Okay. He also did the Joe Piscopo special.
Okay. I guess that was before anybody figured out that Joe Piscopo wasn't funny.
Right. He did The Dice Man Cometh, the Andrew Dice Clay special.
Okay.
And he also did Tiffany at Disney World. Hey, got to take the work when you get it.
I mean, I would not complain if that was my directing career. I wouldn't. I'd be happy with that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So this song was released February of 1985. It reaches number 14th. This is the 4th single and the final single with Peter Cetera as the singer.
Yeah.
It's crazy. By the way, in this video, I looked, who is the woman?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to know who the woman is.
Okay.
So no real strong, nothing verifiable on the internet about who she actually is. But the urban legend is that it's Dorothy Mays. I showed you a picture of Dorothy Mays.
You did. She forgot to bring her clothes.
That would be Miss July 1979.
Uh-huh.
She's stunning.
Sure is.
I couldn't nail it down. I really wanted to pin that down on her, but
I would tell you whether I thought it was the same girl in the video or not, but I can't remember what her face looked like.
oh my gosh. By the way, the week that this song tops out at number 14 on the Hot 100,
Yep.
you're packed full of incredible songs, but at the top and like immovable is We Are the World.
Of course. Okay, so co-writing credit on this one, Peter Cetera and a guy named Mark Goldenberg. Mark Goldenberg also co-wrote Automatic by the Pointer Sisters.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it's great. Another great song from the 80s.
From 84, 85, right
Yeah.
around the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. All right. Fun song, fun video. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. So before we get to here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've talked about Caleb multiple times, right? He's my head-banging, hard-hitting,
Football loving.
football loving, and I'm driving in my car and he says, "Dad, can you put on this song?" And I said, "Where have you heard of this song?" And he goes, "Dad, it's Chicago." And I'm like, "What? Who are you? What are you talking about?" And so for him, I cranked up You Are the Inspiration.
You know our love was meant to be the kind of love to last forever.
D.
Wow.
There are panty droppers. And then this is a Mount Rushmore makeout mix song right here.
Who was it? I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was you that said it. There are panty droppers, and then there are songs that as you're driving in the car playing the song, the girl chases after you and throws her panties at you.
That's it. That was me. I did say that.
In my soul, baby, you're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration.
And the story behind is fantastic. And I know that you've told me this story before, but did we tell it on an episode, or have you just told it? Okay.
So yeah, we talked about it on our Best of 84.
Yeah. Well, go check out that episode, even though you're probably going to hear this story again, but this is such a great story. You got to tell it twice.
Right. So Peter Cetera is at home one day, and David Foster calls him and says, "Hey, Kenny Rogers wants you to write a song for him. We need to write a song for Kenny Rogers." And Peter Cetera is like, "Okay, sounds good. I mean, I'm leaving for Italy here in a few hours, but I can do it maybe in a couple of weeks." David Foster's like, "No, today."
Now.
Right.
Kenny wants it now.
Get in the car and come over right now. He's like, "I'm going to Italy." He's like, "Well, I mean, I guess my plane doesn't leave for a few hours, so I guess I can come by for a little bit." So he drives over to the studio. Him and David Foster sit down. They kind of bang out the bones of the song. Mm-hmm. He flies to Italy, and then while he's in Italy, he kind of finishes it up.
Thinking about Michelangelo.
You're the inspiration.
There you go.
Right? Well, for whatever reason, Kenny just kind of falls asleep on it, passes on it, doesn't really do anything. Yeah, right? And so Peter Cetera's like, "Okay by me, I'll grab this and turn it into a number 3 hit."
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if Kenny had done this song? Would this have been another Islands in the Stream?
I mean, yeah, it's a great song. Who knows what could have done with it?
Yeah.
So this was released October 31st, Halloween of 1984. Mm-hmm. It reached number 3. It's such a great song.
It's the other tent pole of the album. You got a tent pole in the middle of side 1, and you got a tent pole in the middle of side 2. Yep.
100%. I got to roll through this top 10. I know I've done this a couple times, but
that's all right. We all love these songs, and it takes us back to this time. It's what we're here for.
Okay, so we've talked about several of these songs. Number 11 on the Billboard on January 19th of 1985.
Okay.
Number 11 is "Sea of Love" by the Honey Drippers.
Robert Plant's band. Yeah,
that's right. Robert Plant's side project.
Yep.
Number 10 is "Careless Whisper" by Wham.
Oh, of course, fantastic. Yeah.
Number 9 is "Born in the USA."
Bruce Springsteen. Yep.
Number 8, "We Belong" by Pat Benatar.
Nice.
Number 7, "The Wild Boys" by Duran Duran.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Number 6, "Run to You" by Bryan Adams.
There he is, right there.
Number 5, "Easy Lover" by Philip Bailey and Phil Collins.
Yep.
The Phils.
The Phils, right.
Number 4, "I Want to Know What Love Is" by Foreigner.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Number 3, "You're the Inspiration." Okay. Now pick out the one that doesn't fit. Number 2, "All I Need" by Jack Wagner.
How does Jack Wagner keep popping up?
It's like a bad penny.
I don't
always
understand.
around.
What?
This one song is always around.
Jack Wagner. Oh my gosh.
Go back to our Motley Crue Girls episode.
He's come up multiple times. I can't figure it out.
He
Anyway.
inspired a song called You're All I Need by Motley Crue, where Nikki Sixx wanted to kill him.
Break his legs. Just break his legs.
And number one is Like a Virgin by Madonna.
Well, that's kind of a big
Kind
one
of iconic.
for 1985. Yeah.
Oh, man. Such a great song. You know, I asked you, when you look at the video, it's not a great video. The acting in it is terrible. And if you've ever wanted to see Billy Idol make out with Madonna, you do get that in this video.
It's not the actual Billy Idol or the actual Madonna. It's just lookalikes.
Lookalikes.
Yes.
And they're all just kind of laying on couches while they're playing this song. The video does not do this song justice.
Yeah. What's weird is like Peter Cetera's bass is like flipped upside down. Like,
Is it?
Yes. I don't even know what he's doing. It's weird.
I would never have known that.
Well, here's the story on that, right? So we talk about, David Foster being the guy that turned these guys around, right? And made them the hit monsters that came out of Chicago 16 and this album Chicago 17.
Yeah.
He said that as they're doing some recording on Chicago 16, get done with the song and he's like, "Hey Peter, you hit the wrong note. It was a G, not an F. You hit an F. We need to hit the G the next time we do this." That's what you say as a producer, right? He knows music. He's got the ear. This is why the guy is getting paid, right?
Yeah.
Peter Cetera comes into the booth and is like, "Don't ever correct me in front of the band again. And I'm not playing bass anymore. You're playing bass."
What?
It was that moment that these guys started writing songs together. Like somehow that little heated moment where David Foster's like, "Okay,
all right,
I'll go
dude.
play the bass better than you." And then somehow this is kind of like the guys on the football field when you hit a guy hard and he comes back and hits you harder.
Yeah.
You're like, "Okay, this guy's cool."
Wow.
Yeah.
Good story. I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Going on to the next song. I hate to leave this makeout classic.
It is a great one.
Let's go on to the next song.
Okay.
This song is called Please Hold On.
So this is Bill Champlin singing.
Yep.
Just Bill Champlin.
Yep.
None of the other guys. Written by Bill Champlin, David Foster, and Lionel Richie.
Oh, good. I love that. Very good. It's kind of funky. I'm not skipping it.
It's 80s jazz, but it's more
80s jazz.
listenable than some of the other ones. Yeah.
I like Bill Champlin's voice.
I do too. Yeah.
And Lionel Richie knows how to write good songs.
Exactly.
So does David Foster. So does Bill Champlin.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's flip back to, I want to talk about Chicago 12 real quick.
Okay.
Chicago 12 came out in 1978, but it wasn't called Chicago 12.
Okay.
It's called Hot Streets.
Okay.
That record was not commercially successful. Okay?
Right.
So they try again in 1979. This time they call it Chicago 13. That album, not commercially successful.
Right.
Let's try again. Chicago 14 in 1980. We just did our best of 1980. Nothing.
Nothing.
Just 3 albums in a row, nothing.
Crickets. Like these guys had reached the end of their creative rope and the depths of their addictions. And, they've been together for a long time at this point, and things, the relationship was sour with a lot of guys.
All good things must come to an end.
Well, like I said, for Columbia, that was true. Guys, we're done.
So they're dropped.
Do Chicago 15 as the greatest hits, and then we get Chicago 16, where they've moved over to Irving Azoff, who's got his own record label that's a subsidiary of the Warner label, and they've got David Foster in to help them rise from the ashes.
So with Chicago 16,
Yeah.
they're poised and ready, and they release a song called Hard to Say I'm Sorry.
After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. And after all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me.
Can I just say, arguably one of the best opening verses of any song ever.
That's great.
it's devastating.
This song is so good, D.
So did you know they did this for a movie?
What?
This is in a movie before it
It's
does
not
what
that
it does.
stupid Bryan Adams movie, is it?
No. This is an old Daryl Hannah movie called Summer Lovers. Yes.
Okay.
And literally you've got that intro piano playing at this kind of pivotal moment in the movie. And all of a sudden you hear like this motorcycle revving up, and the motorcycle gets louder and louder as the guy's coming forward. And you don't even hear any of the lyrics of the song. It's just like this brief little snippet of this incredible song that the guys who are doing the soundtrack to this movie are just idiots and just don't take advantage of at all. But, you know, it goes on to be a number one song, so not too bad. Lands on its feet after all.
So this song does hit number one, despite the movie people not knowing what the heck they're doing.
Yeah.
But this is their big comeback. And
Yeah.
you know what it is?
Big, yeah.
This, after 3 albums of nothing, and you come out and you go to Ballad Town, and it brings you a number one hit and puts you back on your feet and back with the record, you've got to go to Ballad Town now.
Yeah.
You have to say goodbye to the old stuff and embrace what is new.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't sit well with a lot of the guys.
Yeah. But as one of them said, it built the pool in my backyard, so it's hard for me to be really bitter.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
Right.
I heard Peter Cetera talking about in the Along Comes a Woman video, when they got together to kind of talk about the ideas behind the video, the director wasn't super familiar with him, whatever. And he's like, okay, who's the leader? And Peter Cetera's like, well, I'm the lead singer.
Right. And the guy, the video director, this is a reasonable question. He's like, I can't put the camera on all 7 of you for this whole video. That just doesn't make any sense. And because Cetera is the lead singer, it makes sense that the video would be more on him. Then shortly after that success, the obvious partnership between David Foster and Peter Cetera and the continuous reduction in horn parts for the songs, Peter Cetera then says, guys, I feel like I should be making more money than you.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh, okay, this is a turn. And maybe he's right. Maybe he was right, but he rode the tails of their success up until 1976. So
And then he carried them through the 80s.
well, he didn't. Like the whole band failed for a while.
Right.
He was a part of their resurrection. There's no question about that. But I don't know. The writing was on the wall that this relationship was about to end.
I saw that he wanted to do a solo album and kind of bounce back and forth, similar to what Phil Collins had done with Genesis. Well, I look over there. Genesis is fine. Phil Collins puts out the solo album. He goes back to Genesis, and it's all cool.
Right.
It was not cool in Chicago.
No.
So they actually sent him a letter. It's like, ultimatum, you're doing this or else. And so it was kind of did he quit? Did he get fired? It's kind of both.
Yeah.
They gave him an ultimatum and he didn't accept it.
And so what we get is the most successful album of the band, followed by the departure of the singer who made it that most successful album of the band. So this is the last album that Chicago has with Peter Cetera on it. And next week, we're going to be talking about Vital Signs, where Survivor now has a brand new lead singer because they just lost their original singer. So right. one last album with the singer and one first album with the singer to compare it to.
That's right.
And on that note, once Peter Cetera is gone, they have to find a replacement for him. And the guy that they have come is a guy named Jason Neff. Has a great high-pitched voice, plays the bass, seems like a great fit. As I mentioned before, one of our old top 5 episodes, Richard Page of Mr. Mister was on the list of possible people, but basically they got it down to 2 people. And so they call Jason Neff and they're like, hey, 23-year-old Jason Neff, who's not had any kind of success as a musician at all, other than, small gigs, right? It's between you and one other guy. And he's like, awesome. Who's the other guy? It's Mickey Thomas of Starship. Okay, so I'm not the guy then.
Right.
And he's like, listen, you're not coming with any baggage, right? You haven't had a music career where you've got all these other issues that have come up and you have ways of doing things. They like you. They want you. And what they get is Jason Neff, who then Chicago 18.
Just say you love me for the rest of your life. I got a lot of love and I don't wanna let go. Will you still love me for the
Another panty dropper without Peter Cetera. I guess they made it work.
David Foster went with Peter Cetera to his solo album, which seems like Peter kind of got him in the divorce.
Yeah.
Then he bounces back to Chicago and is like, hey, let's write some more hit songs with this new guy.
And they did.
And they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Chicago 18 and 19 are great albums, full of great songs.
Yeah.
So some of the guys thought that Peter Cetera was a prima donna.
Uh-huh.
Next song on the album is called Prima Donna.
So this is by Peter Cetera, so I don't think he was writing about himself.
Right.
Also with Mark Goldenberg, who were the guys who brought us Along Comes a Woman. And this is a song that could have been a single.
Could have been a single. Could you see this song in Secret of My Success?
Any number of 80s movies at the time, for sure.
yeah.
Could see a video on MTV for it. I mean, it has all the markings. I don't know why they didn't release it.
It's fun.
It is. It's a great little song. Great. Another great example of the killer songs on this album.
Last song on the album is a song called Once in a Lifetime.
This is another great song, man. I mean, I don't know what to say on this other than I guess when you have an album full of great songs, you have to kill some babies. But this is, again, I heard this on the radio over and over like I did in the mid-'80s with Along Comes a Woman and some of these other songs. I don't know that it's going to be a top 10 song, but it's a top 40 hit.
100%. Yeah, 100%. You get David Foster, you get Peter Cetera's voice, you get...
This written by James Pankow, who had only co-written one other song on this one, which was not that great, but I don't know how this one didn't make it.
Well, I agree with you. This song could have easily been a hit. But I'll tell you what was an unmistakable hit was the first song that Peter Cetera released as a solo artist in the summer of 1986
Okay.
for the movie Karate Kid Part 2.
Right.
That song's called The Glory of Love.
I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. We'll live forever. No.
Okay, I feel like at this point you're looking for any excuse to throw in more magical songs to this episode.
Packing this full of magic. Do you know what movie this song was written for?
It wasn't written for Karate Kid 2.
It was not written for Karate Kid 2.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Is it a movie that's kind of related to the Karate Kid
Yes.
movies? Is it a Rocky movie?
It is.
Is it Rocky 4?
It is. Sylvester Stallone listened to this song, said, nah.
It may be a little soft for a Rocky movie.
I think it is soft for Rocky.
Yeah.
I think it is more appropriate for Daniel-san.
I think James Brown was a better choice than Peter Cetera for Rocky. Peter Cetera, good for, the young, early 20s love affair in Japan. Yeah, that's great.
The song that got in instead of Glory of Love to the Rocky IV soundtrack, Hearts on Fire by John Parr.
Yeah, there you go.
It all comes full
back.
circle.
Yeah, John Parr with the David Foster. It's great. Great connection.
There you go.
Okay, so that does it for Chicago 17. Incredible album.
Incredible.
I can't figure out how another album is going to compete with this, but you haven't heard Vital Signs yet?
Vital Signs has got some bangers on it.
Absolute bangers. This is, I just got to say, this is not going to be an easy choice for me. I'm going to go dive deep into Survivor. I'm going to enjoy the amazing thing that is the Vital Signs. And you're going to come back, and Jason and I are going to tell you what we think the better of those two albums are. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that follow button, so that you can catch that episode next week.
See you guys back here next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
I
So,
Well, I better go get the manager.
oh my gosh, that is crazy.
That could be an outtake.
Trying to lose weight? It's time to try Hers. At forhers.com/4u, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored just for you. These include oral medication kits or compounded GLP-1 injections. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits start at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help through Hers. Get started at forhers.com/4u to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/4u, forhers.com/4u. Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at forhers.com apply.